are here to interview these two wonderful children for a great organization that they started, and they're going to tell us a little bit more about themselves and about the organization. Thanks for being here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, hi. My name is Adit Agarwal, and I'm a junior at North Creek High School. I started Finance Force with my sister, and in my free time, I love playing tennis, listening to music, and hanging out with my friends.
And I'm Kashish. I am a software engineer at Apple, and I've been living in the Bay Area for about 2 years now. I'm originally from Seattle, where I went to University of Washington and studied computer science. In my free time, I enjoy cooking and running and also hanging out with my friends.
Terrific. So we're here to talk about Finance Forest. Can you tell us a little bit about the organization?
Yeah, so Finance Forest is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that strives to spread financial literacy to everyone. Currently, we're in about 4 states and 3 countries, the countries being the US, Canada, and India, and the states being Washington, California, North Carolina, and Kentucky. So our main goal is to try to reach as many students as possible via online, in-person meetings, blogs, just anything that we can do to ensure that students who don't have access to finance in school or just in any other ways can get that essential knowledge.
Great.
Yeah, and just to add on, we have 2 different pathways. So Adit primarily focuses on like the middle school and high school students, and then I focus on early career new grads from college and just students starting off, or I guess early career starting off their jobs. And so I think how we approach our curriculum is also pretty different in that way.
Yeah. Such a unique idea. How did you start your Financial Forest journey?
Yeah, so ever since I was younger, I've always been interested in entrepreneurship and I guess just like investing in business as a whole. Like ever since I was younger, I'd always start businesses that I could do, stuff as something small like car washes, lemonade stands, stuff like that, or even just making my own online store. I've always been intrigued by doing things like that. As for finance, I've always been interested in finance, especially because of my dad. My dad's always been interested in that kind of stuff, and I guess just growing up with him, I kind of adapted with that. So I just do my research for like finance. I got into investing at a young age, so just like a variety of that. And one day, about like a year and a half ago, I was having a party at my house, and we were ordering pizza, and my friends wanted to like overpay for pizza by like $80. So that's kind of
Wow.
Yeah. That's kind of when I realized that a lot of people might not have like the financial knowledge that we should have, I guess, and that kind of had a spark within me that like not just my friends but everyone globally could be having these issues, especially since it's not a required class in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess on my side, also just growing up because of our dad, who was very involved in finance. Me and Adit kind of like grew up seeing that, so that definitely helped me as well become more interested. But I think I really realized when I started working at Apple is when I noticed that a lot of people, even in their 40s and 50s, like just don't have a lot of financial literacy or are still trying to learn a lot. And so
Absolutely.
we realized that there's a lot of people who can really like get a lot from what we're doing. And I think also in general, like this was when I had moved to the Bay Area and I was away from my brother for the very first time, and like we're very close, we've always been, and so this was kind of a way for me to stay connected to him and just for us to stay as close as we've always been, even virtually. So
That's terrific. So what is the most impactful event you have already planned with the organization?
Yeah, so we had an event on September 1st, and this was an in-person event where we had about 150 attendees in person and about 400 online. So during this event, we had a variety of different things that we could do. We had a lot of people coming from different backgrounds and different jobs where they talked about their experience in their jobs and how finance impacted them or could have impacted them in their past. So I guess we kind of everyone talked about their own views, and it varied from like actors, comedians, people in like IT departments, just like a variety of all different occupations. So just having like that kind of mix of people and then having them in a panel where they could discuss within each other really helped people stay engaged. And in between, we had some entertainment things as well to make sure that everyone is entertained.
Very impressive.
I don't think I have too much to add on to that. I think that was also probably the most impactful event we've had. It was great because we also had a whole team of like 10 other high school students who we've been working with. And so we spent quite a long time, like over a month, like really planning for this. So this was a very impactful event. For
Oh,
sure.
yeah. Wish I would have been there. What are some of the challenges that you faced and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, so we had two major challenges to begin with, and the first one was just bringing, I guess, like audience and engagement to Finance Forest, and then the second being trying to make sure everyone's engaged watching or like reading the content for Finance Forest. To try to bring more awareness for Finance Forest, we previously were doing social media, but we weren't getting the outcome we were looking for. So we tried doing different methods. So I actually started doing more in-person presentations. So I actually, in India, I went to two different schools and I talked about just like basic finance stuff, and I also had like Q&A so that they could ask like any questions they may have, and I talked to them about like simple finance stuff. So I guess just like having that experience, since over there they didn't have a finance class even as an elective.
Okay.
So just having that option helped them, and they told their friends and family, and then they got more interested about it. And then next, we also, in Washington State, I had a presentation at the Boys and Girls Club, and then also a Rotary Club. So this is kind of like both age groups of one for like students like under the 10 years old, and then also just like the senior population. So just, I guess with the students, I had like engagement stuff like games, like finance games and stuff that we created to try to like make sure they have fun, like using candy instead of like money and stuff, but to keep them engaged. And then for like the older people, we had like more Q&As that they're more interested in. So that's how we kind of engaged them, and then that's how we spread awareness. And every day we're trying to figure out more and more ways to combat any issues we may have.
I like the personal touch. Candy's always a kid pleaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think on my side, it was so I was primarily working with early career, like new grads, and so I think the challenges that I faced, like they're probably a little bit different from what Adit faced. But for me, it's like a lot of the students that I met at the time, they were very interested in finance, especially because they were just starting their careers. So this is something that was very important to them. I think the issue definitely was, though, like trying to get like advertising more, like being able to reach out to many people and finding ways to do that. And I think one thing that really helped is I was part of a community called Mochi, which is actually a startup founded by two Stanford students.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like a women empowerment community platform where it's just a way to like connect with other females. So I was like the finance lead for that startup, and so I held a lot of workshops just through Finance Forest, and it was like a community of like over 500 women. So it was just great in terms of not just like finance and like reaching out to people, but even just empowering women. And so that kind of brought in that aspect of it as well, which was like really, really cool to see, and just a great community of people just learning from each other. And there was a lot more engagement in that way as well. So that was really great.
Perfect. So what are your future goals for the organization?
Yeah, so some future goals that we have is to first try to expand more, since currently we're only in 4 states and 3 countries. Our goal is to have a chapter in every single state. Currently in Washington State, we haven't reached the amount of people we would like. So currently we have reached about 2,000 people, and our goal is to reach everyone. So ideally, we would want, I guess, just finance to be a required course in every, for like a high school requirement, which is why I've done an article actually on the Seattle Times about this. And then also on top of that, I've been starting to do a petition where if we get enough signatures, we can try to, I guess, bring this to be an actual change into the course. And then also some other future plans is to have more other ways to engage. Currently, we do like stories online where we just have like quick like one or two questions that are like simple that the student can answer, and then we have like a quick like detailed explanation of why that answer is correct. And we've been doing short videos, so about like 1 minute quick videos that I guess visually attract people, since some people aren't they don't learn based off reading, but also just seeing like a visual. So by having that, they impact those people, and I guess we're just trying to have more ways to try to engage people throughout the finance forest.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think you summarized it really well. I think just to piggyback, I think just, I think ensuring that it's like a mandatory course for all high school students, especially starting off there, just because after high school, everyone gets really busy. They have a lot more flexibility, whether they're in college or working. So it's hard to really like have finance kind of be a part of their like day-to-day schedule. So I think just starting off with this being a mandatory class just helps students just think about it a bit more. But yeah.
So Finance Force is a worthwhile organization. If someone wanted to know more about it, where could they go to get more information?
Yeah, so we actually have a website, financeforest.org. And so where we have we have all of our board members listed on the website, all of our social media, our email, which is myfinanceforest@gmail.com. So that's where people can access that and just like have a general understanding of what Finance Forest is and how they could be a part of our team. For our social media, we have Instagram and Facebook. For Instagram is @financeforest.org, and our Facebook is just Finance Forest. So anyone can come in contact or just see our social media, and this is where they'll see any information about like potential like webinars, as we have webinars every 2 weeks where we go over specific topics about finance, going from basic topics and then over time becoming more complex. And then I guess we'll also be doing in-person events and stuff, and we'll be putting all our information about that on our Facebook and Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I think he summarized it pretty well. Yeah,
So
that's
good.
basically it.
Well, thank you both for your time. It's such a great organization. And if you want to learn more about it, please visit their website and some of the contact information they told you. And I think it could be definitely worthwhile and beneficial for everyone. Thank you.